All right, let's get a little work done today on our 6.7 liter 2012 2500 Ram diesel pickup. We're going to do a fuel filter change. You need an O-ring that comes with it, and you put a little grease on that thing. I bought a really cool cap to replace the one that came with the truck, and I'm just looking forward to doing a little TLC on my pickup today. Takes an 1.1 inch socket to get that cap off, and a pretty long extension would be very helpful. There's the schematic that came with the filter.
Alright, you're going to want to turn that little yellow knob counterclockwise to drain the diesel fuel out of the filter housing first. So you're going to want to have your collection pan underneath. It's not going to drip directly beneath it. It's going to kind of roll towards the center pumpkin and drip down. But you want to let that drain out before you go ahead and loosen the filter housing cap and remove the fuel filter. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and put your 1.1 inch socket over the top nut of the housing unit and go ahead and loosen that up. It's kind of difficult to get to. I use a pretty 1/2 inch drive with a pretty healthy extension here so I can get a good leverage on it. Okay, success. I got that loosened up enough where it's just hand tight now, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the cap off. Once you get the cap off and you pull that old filter out and let it drain back in there, flip it upside down, and then you want to make sure and reach down there and turn this drain knob back off. Put this new filter in, and then I'm going to make sure it seats, and I'm going to pull the old O-ring off of the housing. We've got the new filter installed. I've got the new O-ring around the housing. I've got the drain turned off. And just for kicks, I'm going to replace the OE lid, the plastic lid that came with it. I've been, changed this fuel filter 6 times now or more, so I'm starting to strip it. I want to get something a little more heavy duty, so I'm going to put this pretty chrome one on there. Okay, I got it on there. I got it hand tight, and then I gave it a couple decent grunts with the torque, with the socket. You don't want to over torque it, obviously. Doesn't need to be too much past, tool tight. Just to prevent it from leaking, and you obviously don't want to over torque and then crack your housing. The last couple of steps are going to be refilling the fuel into the filter before starting the motor, which is 3 crank on, crank offs. Should do it, and then fully start it, let it idle. Check underneath, make sure your leaks aren't still occurring, and look under the hood and make sure it's sealed properly, and then make sure you got all your tools put away. You're good to go. Change the brake pads on all 4 discs, and we're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and rotate the tires. So we're going to put the front left on the back left and all the way around like that, so same side. So I'll be doing kind of a front half brake job, rear half brake job, and then repeat on the other side as well. So get the lug nuts loose on the front a little bit, jack it up, make sure a good safe jack stands underneath. Always keep safety first. Okay, I got the caliper popped off there with the 5/8 inch socket for the upper and lower caliper bolts. And you can see those pistons are sticking out pretty far because my pads are almost worn out. Got the new anti-rattle clips that go in there. You want to replace those. You can buy your stuff at Truck Pro in Austin, Texas. There's my brother Randall. He'll fix you right up with your heavy duty truck parts. Out with the old. In with the new. Quite a bit thicker than what I just pulled off there. Get everything seated nice. Little comparison. Got to them just in the nick of time. They were starting to screech. There's my C-clamp, a little piece of wood I cut, special. So obviously when you get the new pads on, the calipers with the pistons extended are not going to fit over, so you have to press them back. I use a C-clamp, and I made this little board of an old fence picket, and it suffices.
everything installed, put back together. Good as new, maybe even better. Y'all have a great day.